and I am the tinkerer's wife, and I want to welcome everybody who's here for the first time. Please consider subscribing. Those of you who've been here a while, if you haven't subscribed yet, might want to think about that. Just say it. I didn't give you a bad time. But anyway, please like the video before you leave. And if you've subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. So, I felt like talking today. And I was going to walk around, but I'm going to sit down. Those of you who've been around know that I was having a struggle probably the last couple weeks getting videos out, especially I think it was last week. And a lot of that was because of all the emotional things I've got going on. You know, the loss of my husband, those of you who are new here, the loss of my husband, the isolation from COVID, not seeing my family, yeah, because I'm here by myself, for those of you who don't know. I am doing well, I'm just going to say that right now. However, when the riots hit, that just added a great deal of grief to me. You know, anyway, I'm not going to belabor that point. I have it on another video, and I'm just not going to go there. But I wanted to say this, that all of it got me to thinking about why I'm doing what I'm doing and what I am doing. Kind of how I'm doing it and what the result is for me. I had to evaluate the kind of pressure I've been putting on myself. Is it really healthy at this time? And I would have to say no, it's not. As a matter of fact, I don't think it would be healthy at any time or for anyone. I got on here to share what I love with you guys and to inspire you and to encourage you and to share my faith, which informs everything I do. And I wasn't doing that. I felt pressure. I felt like I was just getting in my own way, and it was just way too hard. And so I backed off this morning as I was writing my journal, processing those things. Since I don't have anybody to talk to, I process on paper. I'm a verbal processor. It's part of what I do here. It's why I talk like this on here. For those of you who are verbal processors and understand, thank you for your understanding. So anyway, but I got to thinking about, you know, I kept saying, well, I think I'm going to, one of the keys for me, I guess, not keys, but one of the clues for me was that I would say things like, well, I'm thinking about changing the day I'm going to put a video out. And I got to thinking about that, and I thought, with the way I've been feeling and how much other stuff I have to deal with, I think it would still be a problem for me. It's not the day. It's not the day. It is that I need to step back a little bit and not push myself so much. So in the future, this is what's going to happen. This is the announcement. I may not be following a regular schedule, and so I am going to try and get one video out sometime during each week. That's all I can say. They might be kind of close together. They might be, 10 days apart. But I am still going to be producing videos. I do want to share with you my journey of getting this house, ready to sell and moving and that kind of thing. That's part of this. Sharing my life with you and how it happens and seeing what God does. That is what this is about. So other than my sharing all of my horticultural knowledge, which I love doing and I will always do, that's the other side of this. So, with that said, I needed to share this because I didn't want everybody thinking, well, where is she? She's not posting a video. You're welcome to send me an email if you get concerned. I am more than happy to message you back. Direct message me on Instagram. I also backed out of Facebook almost completely. Uh, I haven't even been posting when I do videos on Facebook because all I see is stuff about the riots and protests, and it's just too much for my heart. I have a broken heart that is still walking through some pretty deep grief, and I just can't go there. So um, those two places, Instagram and the email that you can find in my About section. If you're on a laptop, if you're on a phone, I understand you cannot see the little box that says email, so you need to find a laptop or direct message me through Instagram. But anyhow, all of that aside, yeah, so just know that I'm needing to change, and it's for a good reason. I think it'll be better for everybody because I will be giving you better content, and I will be feeling better when I give it instead of just pushing through like you guys have watched me. You can tell when I'm tired. I don't hide things very well at all. I know that, you know, everything's right here. But anyhow, so I'm done with that, and I want to show you what I'm looking at in front of me because it's really beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? This is a salvia, and I want to get the name of this. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I can't. It is Roman red. This salvia is related to pineapple sage, though it does not smell like pineapple sage, and I have yet to see the hummingbirds come to it, but I did see them do that at the nursery, so I'm hoping they will. If they don't, I will be taking it out. I got it for them. But the chamomile is doing great here. I have some growing over there in the beds there. I'll go check that one out in a minute. But this nasturtium was a seedling that came up from last year, so I have no idea what color it will be. The gray poppies here and down here are getting ready to bloom here in a little bit. Notice some changes in how they're growing. You know, that's one thing. If you've got a plant that just looks like it's green, watch its growth habit and you will notice some changes. If you really pay attention, it's kind of like when your kids go through things. And all of a sudden you see little signs that let you know that they're growing up. Well, that's what's happening here. These are visual things. This is sweet fennel that is taking its sweet time. Yeah, it's just really... Cuban oregano, which is a plectranthus. The weird thing about plectranthus is they have not separated them out in the trade anyway by genus and different species for different kinds. I have another one over here that's a variegated form, big fat leaves, does not smell like this one does. They actually make sauce out of this. And it's really a nice plant in like a little terracotta pot, takes hot sun, it's great. It's a succulent type plant. But right next to it is one of my favorite flowers. This is fringe pinks. Look at that baby. Isn't she pretty? Look at the detail in that flower. I just love the little details. Here's a pink one that looks completely different. Is that cool? They come in a few colors. This was a mixed seedling thing here. These are ones I pulled out of the front yard and brought back here. So very pretty. I highly recommend these. They are an heirloom flower, by the way. They are an heirloom flower. They brought these over on the Oregon Trail, as a matter of fact. So it does have history on the Oregon Trail. This is a scented geranium, and I can't remember which kind it is, but I love the flowers. These are great plants, very fragrant. Some of them, there's one that they claim has citronella oil in it. I don't know that that's true. I'd rather have real citronella, I think, but I suppose they probably do help. My Sweet Annie seedlings. Now, if you don't know what Sweet Annie is, it's an old strewing herb, beautiful, sweet fragrance, and it gets long branches. You can make wreaths out of it, and they are so lovely. The fragrance is sweet like vanilla. Very pretty. My little thyme there. We all know what thyme is. That borage just exploded this week. I mean, it was half this size just a few days ago. Oh, look, we have a friend visiting. This is my bee waterer. I have the rocks in here so in case they get in the water, get pushed in the water somehow, they can make it to shore and climb up on a little rock. I have not had any bees die in this watering trough there. That's really good. Let's go over here real quick. This is one of the Okinawa spinach that I found still alive. This made it through our winter this year, which was a shock. I've got another one in a pot that I planted up too. So anyway, cucamelons, I need to get some chicken wire here. This trellis here is actually the legs off of one of these trellises. I took the top off. We took the top off because there was actually two more trellises, and two of them were both kind of falling apart. They're cheap pipe trellises. But anyway, Ben made this A-frame for me, put these together for me. And then this year I just put that, it goes all the way up and over, so I could actually plant some other cucumbers here probably, because these are the mini whites. I don't think they get that long. They might go up over the top, but I think that would be kind of fun. So yeah, I've got the red Alaska nasturtiums, the Lisa peppers, which are finally starting to grow. I may have to be digging those out and taking them with me in order to get peppers. I don't know. That is Dwarf Greek oregano, excuse me. Those will make little mounds. And this here, what kind of oregano is this? Oh, cinnamon. Excuse me, basil. Cinnamon basil. That's not oregano, that's basil. I'm losing it here. Sakoniki eggplant. And over here, the purple shine eggplant. That is one of the prettiest plants I've ever grown in an eggplant. It's very beautiful. Even if it didn't produce any fruit, it would still be visually pleasing, and I would be fine with it. The Society garlic's doing well. I planted some German pickling cukes here, white sunflowers there. Have a few other things in here. There is little tiny starts right here of amaranth. It's the, oh, there's some other ones too. There's some others right there. So anyway, I'll have some amaranth. It's that bicolor amaranth. But anyhow, let's go down here. And up here, oh my goodness, I wonder if I can bend that down. We're starting to get blooms opening up. I don't know if I can get it up there for you to see. I don't know, can you see that? That's the King Tut pea. I hope you could see that. King Tut pea. Yep. We'll see. I'm waiting for some of the lower ones so I can give you better pictures. My volunteer tomatoes, the brandywine, the tomatillo, this tomato here. I've been pulling out tomatoes like crazy. I left those. I don't have the heart. I'll probably pull that one out. I'm not sure about that. I don't know anyway. We'll see. Another tomatillo here that's needing some help so it doesn't just bend over. I can't get it to stay up there. The wind has been blowing here, so it's been a little difficult. Oh, this is, I'm going to show you the seedlings. Sometimes it's good to know seedlings. This is Herb Robert. You do not want this. Trust me. It reseeds like crazy. It's insane. These are little ivy geraniums that wintered over here. That usually does not happen. And this is a Matsuna, and I love this. It is so pretty, and it's very tasty. Not real strong mustardy flavor, but it's a very good one. My Gray Lady Plymouth, about ready to bloom. That's a scented geranium. I use this on a cherry trifle that I make with like a whipped cream and like a white cake, and then the canned cherries. It's really, really pretty to use those leaves in with that red cherry sauce. It's very, very pretty. There's some Greek basil. And this is the other Plectranthus. And you guys maybe have seen this. Has a fragrant leaf. The golden oregano from the front yard. These guys look fabulous, and they're going to look really fabulous when these guys open up, the purple. Also, I wanted to show you this. Down here is my Swiss chard, and one of the beauties of having potatoes, I'm counting this as a blessing, about having tomatoes with long arms, I'm going to try and dig down in here and see what this one's doing, is they'll still grow underneath all this leaf, and I don't have the leaf miners finding it. Look at that. So it acts as a foil, keeping them from being able to find it. I love that. Now that is companion planting. Okay, this here are my Oregon Sugar Pod 2 peas, and they're blooming. Won't be long. There's another one of those volunteers. I don't have any idea what that one is. This one is a volunteer, and I'm pretty sure it's a cherry tomato. I mean, these leaves, and look at those branches down there. I'm going to let those grow. Because if it's a cherry tomato, they will produce. I have one more tower, a wire tower, like I've got some other ones in there. The cylinders, I may put that over that, because if it's a cherry, it'll be going clear to Jones's. In here I have purple Petra basil. This is a really good basil. I highly recommend it. It grows very well. These are white columbine. I like white flowers. I like a lot of flowers, but white flowers for some reason I really like. I like the pure white ones. This is a cucamelon that looks really sad. So anyway, this is the purple jalapeno that decided to self-sow, and it's finally starting to look like something. I might get one jalapeno off of it. I know. Hey, count my blessings. The red okra and the Clemson spineless, that one's finally getting a good leaf. The weather has just made these leaves do weird things. And they were doing them like that in the containers. So there's some more of the chamomile. A little bit of the leftover spinach. I didn't quite get all my spinach plants out of there. But there's my lettuces. That's Rocky Top lettuce. And another type of lettuce that's a red leaf, because this didn't have very many red leaves in it, and I like the red leaf. My kale's doing well. So is that tomato seedling. Here's another tomato seedling I have in a cage. And the beets are doing really well. I don't seem to be having a lot of trouble with the leaf miner. Hope I didn't jinx that one. But anyhow, I've got some parsley growing here, the little flowers in here too. This is Triofino violetto. It is an Italian snap bean. And I know Jess over at Roots and Refuge grows this. I discovered it last year, and I have to say, I love this plant. It is beautiful. The flowers are beautiful. Oops, it's not going to do that. Anyway, has purple flowers on it. They'll be opening here pretty soon. I'll have some to show you. Right now, they don't really, camera doesn't want to, come on guy. Yeah, these cameras. I wish they were better about focusing. Anybody knows any tricks, let me know. Yeah, so I've got a lot of good stuff. The Greek columnar basil, I love this basil. It's another good one. I think it's related to the Petra, except for the Petra basil's sweeter. Here is I cut this off. It's one of the tree collards, and I cut it off, and I've got new coming up there. I put the nasturtiums around here. I think that's a white one, the Yeti. And this is one of the variegated ones. I might replant the variegated one somewhere else. There is some Calatari oregano, which is one that you want to use fresh, not dried. It doesn't have much flavor when it's dry. But anyhow, I've got some other beans, Kalima beans in here, but I look at these flowers. This is one of the reasons I wanted to show you this. Look at that. Is that not precious? Yeah, so it's doing well, and look at that. Through there, you can see all the flowers. I got this piece of aluminum screen from a friend of mine. Wasn't sure if I was going to keep it on here, but it has grown on me. There is one more thing I want to show you, and then I'm going to let you go. You know how I'm always talking, or I've talked a few times about how we can't, there's rain coming. The wind's changing and everything. I can't get anything to grow straight up. You see that angle? Well, the wind is blowing from that direction, so they're not leaning quite as much, but it's been like this. So yeah, it's living above the 45th parallel, we have leaning plants. So if you live above the 45th parallel, you'll see that. Sunflowers don't grow straight up either. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But that's how it's designed. So anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you. I'll talk more about the tomatoes later that I've got in pots with the cylinder wire cages and some other basils over there at another time. But I don't want to belabor this today because the rain is coming and it's getting chilly out here. It's in the 50s, the breeze is blowing, and it's a damp breeze, and I'm chilly. So I'm going inside. Thank you so much for spending time with me again. Thank you very much for your support. Just kind of keep your eyes peeled. I hope that you have the notification bell clicked on so that you'll get notices when I do post videos. I will be posting announcements through the community page here and also on Instagram, so you'll see those before the video comes out. But anyhow, with that said, I'm going to bid you a fond adieu. This is Patty, the Tinkerer's wife, signing off. God bless you guys, and thanks so much for watching.